right, good evening, everyone. My name is Bernie Burnham, and I'm the president of the Minnesota AFL-CIO. The state's labor federation of over 1,000 local unions who represent more than 300,000 working people in every corner of our state. I'd like to welcome everyone in the room and the countless more joining us over the live stream. I also want to thank Fair State Brewing for hosting us this evening. Fair State is a great example of an employer who understands that a truly successful business is one that respects its workers and their freedom to organize. Union siblings, something is happening in Minnesota and across this nation. The COVID-19 pandemic caused most of us to reassess what was important in life. For some, it meant making the decision to retire. For others, it was the impetus to leave jobs they hated. But for many more, it meant joining together to organize their workplaces. And now, especially among younger workers, our great labor movement is growing. Young workers want jobs where they can do their work with dignity and respect. They want one job to be enough to support themselves and their families. And they want jobs that give them time for themselves and those they love. This generation understands that organizing in union is the way to achieve this goal. Everywhere from bookstores, museums, tech firms, media, nonprofit, coffee shops, health clinics, distilleries, and of course, breweries are exercising their freedom to join together and negotiate a fair return for their work. And tonight, we're excited to speak with some of the young who are leading the organization change here in Minnesota. Before we go on, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the shooting that took place this past week at Robb Elementary in Alveda, Texas. I'm an elementary teacher by trade. Every single time there is a school shooting, I think of the children in past classrooms. Their eager faces, coming in every morning to start the day anew. Their curiosity, desire to be a part of our classroom community. Bursting to share what may be new or happening in their own lives. We had joy-filled days, sometimes sadness, but truly, every year we built a family. This gave me an extended family, and often their parents and I shared the hopes and dreams they had for their child. There was a turning point in my career, however, following the rise of school shootings. We began to train children how to hide from intruders, finding the safest place in the classroom to huddle together quietly. As you know, many children come to school with their own trauma, and this training induces feelings of anxiety and fear. Not an ideal learning atmosphere at all. Our leaders must step up and get serious. Fix this issue. Our children are our most valuable resource, and our school staff strives to keep them safe every single school day. Help us to help them work and learn in an environment without fear. Safe, welcoming schools are what we deserve in America, no matter where we live, what we look like, who we love, or who we worship.
That's right.
So a few reminders, thank you for listening to that. A few reminders before we move on. To our guests in the room tonight, please make sure that you're wearing your masks unless you are actively eating or drinking. And second, to our audience at home, we want to hear from you. Be sure to send in your comments and questions to 235-246 throughout the event, especially during our roundtable discussion later on. All right, let's get right into our program. I am very happy to introduce our first speaker of the night, who despite his very busy schedule, was determined to be here this evening, and we're grateful that he could join us. Please give a warm welcome to my friend and fellow educator, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
Thank you, President Burnham, President Schuler, Evan, to the folks here at Fair State, and to all of our organizers here. President Burnham, thank you for the words around around the absolutely horrific and unacceptable continuation of America's tragedy of gun violence. What we know is we don't need thoughts and prayers, we need action. We need things that need to move. We need to make sure that every child truly has that, and I am grateful. As the President said, I'm a over 20-year classroom teacher, proud member of Education Minnesota, AFT and MEA, and being here tonight lifts me up. It lifts me up because I know what the labor movement has done. We know that the statistics say as labor participation went down, all of a sudden we saw poverty rates rise. As we've seen America's productivity go up and wages stagnate and corporate profits shoot through the roof, we have more Americans living solely on Social Security benefits than anything else. We know that the labor movement was always there to provide dignity and safety in the workplace, to make sure that workers were paid a fair wage for a fair day's work, and making sure that there was health care and a retirement at the end of that. That's not asking too much. And when I hear teachers and classroom people and workers all over talking about the second and third jobs they have just to make rent work, that is not the country that we want to see, and it's going to be the people that are here tonight that simply said enough is enough. Our power lies in our labor. Our power lies in our work, and our power lies in our collective voices. Now more than ever, labor rights are truly human rights. Civil rights are being fought in labor rights. Equity and inclusion are being fought through labor rights. And organizing around the issues of climate justice is happening in organizing campaigns. It's places like Fair State and leadership where Evan is welcoming in and making sure the people that work here have a feel of an ownership and something in it for themselves, for their families. So I ask all of you as you think about it, here in the state of Minnesota, it was because of labor and organized labor, our friends at UFCW, that when the pandemic hit and Minnesota is a major food producing state, it was labor who said, we're not sending our folks back into meat process unless you can make it safe and protect them and their families. We're not sending people back into grocery stores or back into places unless you can tell us. And it was labor that didn't just insist upon those things, it was labor that found solutions to make sure we could continue with those jobs. And it was labor that when this is over made sure that the Minnesota legislature kept their promise and delivered hero pay to those folks who are on the front line. That's what we do together. Minnesota is one of only a handful of states where labor participation is going up again. Quality of life will go up. All of the standards that we know are a measure of how people can thrive and enjoy their lives. And I can tell you, this generation is not going to stand for what's happened before. This generation knows that you do not have to sacrifice your family, your health, and everything in a workplace, that there can be a balance that works. It was labor that gave us workplace safety standards. It was labor that gave us the weekend. It is labor that will lead us into a more equitable, a fair, and a much more hopeful and joyful workplaces. That's what we're trying to do. And so I, for one, am grateful to be here. The state of Minnesota can be absolutely sure there's always threats to this. We've got folks that tell us that labor's not adding anything to it. They're the ones that are fearful of what we add. We add the things that make a difference. And so I can tell you this, in Minnesota, this has always been a labor state. And because of that, our quality of life is as high as any place else. We will always be a labor state. And I am grateful to the work that has been done by AFL-CIO. I'm grateful to everyone here. And what I can tell you as a classroom teacher, people keep telling us, about what we should and should not teach. We need to tell our damn history, the good, the bad, and everything that happens in our classrooms. But the one thing we need to do a better job is we need to tell America's labor history in our classrooms. We need to understand what we've come from, and we need to understand how it changes life. So I look forward to this. I'm grateful to have President Schuler out here and this whole team, but I am incredibly grateful to see we are in good hands with a new generation of organizers, a new generation that has passion about this issue, and a new generation that will not stop until we see these issues of equity in the workplace. So thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you again, Governor, for being with us tonight. We are so thankful to have a governor who stands for working people. Who agrees with me? Yeah! Next, I am excited to hear from our next speaker. She is a trailblazer in every sense of the word, and we love her bold and transformational vision for the labor movement. Please welcome AFL-CIO President Liz Schuler.
much. Wow, incredible. And Bernie, I just want to thank you for your leadership. You and Brad make a power team, and I know Chelsea's here from the Minneapolis CLC, and to have Governor Walz here with us is truly an honor, and you set an example for governors all across this country, so I want to thank you. Thank you. Give him a hand. Yes. We are in a brewery, and some of us have been sampling the merchandise before this event, and we are so honored to be here with the courageous workers who organized with Unite Here Local 17, and I know Evan was mentioned earlier, but it's such a model, an example for other businesses in this industry to follow. So we want to say thank you for your courage, and I know we're here tonight to actually hear the stories of young workers who've been organizing, who've been rising up, who've been demanding more, and see now the path for doing that is through the labor movement, through unions. I too want to echo, we've suffered through so many tragedies, and Bernie, thank you for acknowledging the shooting, of course, in Uvalde. We, of course, had the shooting in Rochester, where in a workplace, a grocery store, black people targeted and killed. We had UFCW Local 1 union members traumatized. Obviously, schools being workplaces. This cannot stand. And this is a workplace issue. And we've said it from the AFL-CIO, we're going to do everything we can to continue to demand change. And we're going to mobilize for action. And so I just want to say, with all of the challenges we've been facing, as you said, Bernie, with COVID and being frontline essential workers, that the Minnesota labor movement and all of the labor movement workers and activists have been through it. And so we are emerging right now. We're rebuilding the economy to make sure that it's built in a fair and sustainable way for working people. And right here in Minnesota, we see a resurgence, which we're here to talk about tonight, which is so exciting. We're watching the labor movement being rebuilt and the next chapter of the labor movement before our very eyes. And young people are on the move. They're hungry for change. Workers are fed up. They're fired up. They're tired of being called essential one day and being treated as expendable the next day. Enough is enough. And so that's why we're here tonight. We're here to talk about how we build a future for all working people, that we have an economy that works for everyone, that, as we said earlier, that one job is enough. You shouldn't have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to get by. And to know that the labor movement is the place to make change. We did a study on why people were leaving their jobs, this great resignation everyone keeps talking about. 4 million people a month leaving their jobs. Why is that? Well, we did find out that it's because they're tired of toxic workplaces. They're tired of the lack of respect and dignity and some of the things that you wouldn't even normally think about. You think, oh, well, bad pay, COVID, of course. But more people are saying they're tired of bad bosses, bad workplaces, and the lack of a voice to make change. And so I think that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And a lot of what the young workers we're going to be hearing from, what the impetus to form a union and actually join the labor movement was all about. So I'm honored to be here. I know that we can build on this momentum. We are in a moment in the labor movement where we see organizing happening all around us. And we need to take risks. We need to embrace change. We need to think about new ways of doing business and take lessons and learn from the young workers who are out there taking risks and showing us how it could be done differently. So I'm so honored to be here tonight. On behalf of Fred Redmond, our Secretary-Treasurer, myself, the AFL-CIO, and our 57 unions, 12.5 million people, we have your back. So we'll look forward to our conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. So, well, thank you, President Schuler, for your inspiring message, for being here, and for making this happen tonight. Now, I know we have a lot of football fans in the audience. Go Vikings! And even though he couldn't join us tonight, President of the NFL Players Association, J.C. Tretter, was gracious enough to share a special message for tonight's event.
Hi, I'm J.C. Tretter, President of the NFL Players Association. The NFLPA is the union that represents the players of the National Football League to ensure all players are treated with fairness, dignity, and respect both on and off the field. Like all of you, at our core, we are a union of young people who are willing to stand up and speak out to make things better, not just for this generation of players, but for all of those that will come after us. That's why it's such a tremendous honor to be speaking to you all today. What you are doing to foster a better working environment across all types of job sectors will make a difference for generations to come. This is the most progressive, most diverse, best educated, and most ready to organize generation in decades. This is such an exciting time for labor. I want to thank President Schuler for her leadership and for energizing the labor movement. You are out there making a difference. Between asking for internal company reforms or demanding that companies have a social conscience, one thing is clear. Workers want a voice on the job, and they see that speaking with a collective voice is the most effective way to speak truth to power. The solution is the same today as it has been for decades. Workers need a union. This is an incredible moment for union activism. Thank you for being bold, speaking out, and taking risks. People are waking up, and I truly believe this is just the beginning. Thank you.
And thank you to NFLPA President J.C. Tretter for that special message. Always good to be reminded that our labor movement is expansive and includes working people in all types of professions, and that no matter what we do, we all deserve a seat at the table. Before we go into the next, Before we go into the next part of the program, just another reminder to those of you watching at home, please let us know if you have any questions or comments. Send them in to 235-246. We want to hear from you. I am honored to welcome our next speaker, Chelsea Glaubitz-Gabu, who is the president of the Minneapolis Regional Labor Federation. Chelsea came up through the Young Workers Program and is now doing incredible work to engage even more workers in the movement. Chelsea, come on up.
So good afternoon. Welcome to Minneapolis. Welcome to Minneapolis. We're so excited about the class of organizers and all of the work that is happening throughout our community and throughout the labor movement. And the reason I'm so excited about this class of organizers is because they are naturals. The folks who are coming up in our movement right now are organizers because they have to be. We're in positions without power, without influence. We don't even get to make a lot of decisions around the conditions of our own lives. And so this is creating this amazing class of organizers. But we do have a vision as young people, and that is very important, and that's what drives us to organize. And as I welcome you here in Minneapolis, I think there's one group of people that's very important for me to speak to for a moment as we continue on to this program. And that's the recognition of young workers of color who are leading this organizing, especially Black workers of color. They are not only organizing in the streets for their lives, they're organizing in their workplaces. They want to be able to go into a bathroom that doesn't have graffiti that's demeaning to them. They want to be heard by their bosses. And Black workers are changing this city. This city needs this change. And so I want to speak to you specifically, that we recognize the burdens that you're carrying, that we can see your voice, and that it's your vision, not the speakers up here tonight, but your vision as Black organizers that's going to make this community better for all of us. And this is an important message from Minneapolis. And so then I'll just finish out by saying organizing is our power as young people. It's the way we are leaders, and it's the way we have our voice heard. The labor movement needs young organizers, and young organizers need the labor movement. Together, we're going to build the future we deserve. Thanks for being in Minneapolis.
Over there, I guess. Thank you, Chelsea. We're grateful for all the incredible work that you are doing. We're just about ready to begin our Workers' Roundtable, but before that, we have one last message to share with all of you. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh, who you all know, is union to his core, and we are thrilled to have a leader like him serving in this historic administration.
Hello, everyone. This is Labor Secretary Marty Walsh. I'm sorry I can't be with you in Minnesota today. I just want to say the conversations you're having today are going to be really important for the future of our workers. To the young people from Minneapolis, thank you for being involved. Thank you for being active. The Biden-Harris administration is very focused on empowering all workers, making sure that young people have the opportunity and the rights to join a union and collectively bargain. I want to thank you for being there. I want to thank you for being part of the conversations, for listening, learning, and you are certainly the future leaders of our country and the future leaders of the labor movement. So have a great day.
Okay, I hope you all enjoyed our speaker program, that you were inspired, and you were able to take away something valuable. And now it's time to introduce our final part of the program this evening. The reason we are all here today, our roundtable of young workers who are leading the charge across Minnesota. Before I call up our speakers, I just want to remind you one more time, everyone at home, that if you have a question for our panelists, please text them to 235-246 and we'll answer them during the question and answer portion. Now I'm going to turn this over to President Liz Shuler, who will moderate our discussion with our incredible panelists. Yeah.
Well done. Come on up. It's good to see all of you. I apologize too. I said Rochester earlier when I meant Buffalo. I'm so sorry. We're keeping all of the families in our thoughts, and it's just an occurrence that's too often now. But I'm so honored to be here with all of you. And they said it was a round table, but it looks like it's high stools all next to each other. But I wanted to start off by first just acknowledging, again, as I said earlier, your courage, your incredible heroism in standing up and forming a union in your workplace. And this is a rare luxury for me to get to spend time with you and hear your stories and share your stories with the audience that's watching virtually as well. So I think what we're going to do is just start off by having each of you say your name, your workplace, and what you do in the workplace.
Hi, my name is Mariah Roberson Moody. I'm an educational support professional, also known as an ESP, for Minneapolis Public Schools. I work at Roosevelt High School. I'm also currently serving as the first vice president of the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers, our ESP chapter, and served as the lead negotiator in our previous negotiation round. Glad to be here.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? My name is Ileana Mejia and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm with the Minnesota Newspapers and Communications Guild, and I work at a local nonprofit in St. Paul where we focus on the nonprofit sector, and I focus on the public policy work there.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Jacobson. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm part of the Augsburg University Staff Union, and I work in our Civic Engagement Office at Augsburg, and I work on food access issues.
Hi, I'm Ami Nath. I work for the Minnesota Historical Society. We unionized last fall. I work in exhibits as a researcher.
Hi, I'm Laura, I use she, her. I work at Half Price Books in St. Paul. I'm a bookseller, and we are with UFCW, I guess 663 and 1189, because some are in Minneapolis, some are in St. Paul.
Hi there, my name's Lola Rubens. I use she, they pronouns. I am a barista at 300 Snelling Starbucks in St. Paul, and we recently became the first unionized Starbucks in Minnesota.
My name is Anders Blomquist, he, him pronouns. I work right here at Fair State Brewing Co-op. I'm kind of the shipping, receiving, drive the forklift around a lot guy. And we're with Unite Here, Local 17.
Woo! Fantastic. We are so excited to be with you tonight, and we're going to jump in and just start picking your brains and hearing about your experiences and your stories. And Really, this is about sharing our learnings, and for all the young people who are watching out there who want to form unions, that they can actually do it, right? And learn from your experiences. So let's start with you, Mariah. I just wanted to acknowledge that you all were on strike earlier this year. The Minnesota Federation of Teachers that basically went on strike for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and won.
Yep.
Let's clap for that. You want a strong contract. I know that, obviously it's never someone's choice to go on strike, but you drew a line. And basically, the employer said, okay, we can't just walk away from the table. We see the power of this coming together and the collective bargaining team that you had negotiating at the table. And we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the events of Uvalde, and I'm sure it's top of mind having worked in a school for you. And workplace safety issues being so much on the minds of working people in this time, both workplace violence but also through COVID. Wanted to just hear from you, what changes do you think need to be in place to make sure that our schools are safe places for children to learn and for the workers who are working inside of schools to feel safe as well?
Thank you for the question. And my pronouns are she, her. Sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah, with the events happening this past week, it's been it's just been a really hard school year in general, coming back after being off for 2 years. A lot of mental health issues in the schools and things like that have been very difficult to deal with this year in particular. I think that one way that our union has been trying to address that is our whole campaign was about safe and stable schools. We realized that students are whole, right? They're whole people when they come. You can't just teach just because somebody shows up. We have to be able to provide adequate supports like social workers, like nurses, like support staff, like people that want to be at school, to be perfectly honest. Those are the things that we really have fought for. We fought for that in our teacher contract. We fought to make sure that we can raise wages for educational support professionals because our turnover rate is very high. And we are, a lot of the times, the safety of the school. We are the hallway staff. We are the deans. We are the special ed assistants that are working directly with students in crisis situations. We're first responders when it comes to the school. I mean, the person sitting at the front desk currently at my school is an ESP because we don't have adequate security monitors and staffing and stuff like that. Which they also don't get paid a lot of money either to risk their life. Really trying to acknowledge the people that are doing all of the work in the schools and acknowledging them in a way that's uplifting. I think that we fought very hard for that. Our members were very clearly not going to take, all of the continued rhetoric from our district, all of the continued treatment, and honestly just being in a place where we can't serve our kids in a way that is really transformative for them. So really utilizing the power that we do have, utilizing our voices to advocate for students. And I think even during that process, we have involved our students. We encouraged our students. They were out there with us when we were on strike, and they haven't stopped because, these are their conditions as well, right? Really trying to build power within community, building power amongst our unions and things like that to try to provide those things, and then fighting for them in our contract.
Incredible. Thank you. And it clearly showed how the union was the catalyst to keep people safe, right? That you were able to negotiate protections. You were able to be there when times got tough and support your members. And I think people are seeing unions in a different way now when it comes to safety and health. Thank you for sharing that. Anders, you're next. Here we are in your workplace, and clearly you played a very pivotal role in the organizing campaign.
I tried.
You tried, okay. You're being very modest, of course. So talk to us about what prompted you to lead in this way. What drove you to get involved in organizing? And talk to us a little bit about what that means for the rest of the industry and breweries and distilleries throughout the city watching what you guys did.
For myself, I had was fortunate to grow up in a pro-union household, and so that was kind of a good starter of just having a general positive opinion. But other than kind of a brief experience outside of high school, I hadn't been in a union job most of my adult life. But then as I started working here, I'd begun to have conversations with a lot of my coworkers, and while it was a very good employer, and honestly in many situations better than the average in the area for similar employers, their issues would still pop up at work, and problems that even if somebody in a management role had good intentions, good intentions can only go so far if the structure doesn't quite match up with that. And so a handful of us had been kind of having off and on discussions for a long time about potentially unionizing, but they only got kind of that far. And then with 2020, first with COVID, and then with the murder of George Floyd and the uprising that followed, created an incredibly different dynamic in the area. And then it began with one of our neighboring distilleries, Tattersall, that they went first, and then a couple of other places announced that they wanted to unionize. And then one day my coworkers started to show up and say, wow, that's pretty wild, we should do something like that. And luckily we had kind of a core of people who were already ready to go, already on board with that, being able to say, well, glad you're interested because we've already been having some conversations, and then be able to begin the process at a much faster rate at that point once people started to express interest in that. And then as far as the industry going forward, it's, you can kind of get a couple different answers of exactly how old craft brewing is, but 15, 20 years is probably a safe number. It's starting to reach a maturity point. There was, even before COVID, tapering off in the number of new businesses being created, so there's no longer kind of that opportunity to go to another employer if this one doesn't quite work for you. And so I think that you're going to start to see that and some other trend lines in the industry and just kind of service and hospitality industries in general in the post-COVID, well, not post-COVID, but post third or fourth wave of COVID world, and that this will increasingly lead to people saying, I can't just move to another job. I can't just go get a different job again and again and again. I need to figure out how I can make this job something that I can actually live on, something that I can actually be able to sustain myself and my loved ones on, maybe even get into a slightly higher economic level in my life that seems to be increasingly out of reach for more and more people these days. Yeah,
Absolutely. And that's what all we all want is good, stable, sustainable jobs. And like you said, to be able to provide and predict and plan around. So very compelling. Thank you for sharing that. Ilyana, she's got some fans in the audience. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the nonprofit sector with you. And I think it's surprising to a lot of people how many workers are coming together in the nonprofit sector, because we still fight these stereotypes in the labor movement that unions are only for a certain type of job, right? But we're seeing now that anyone in any type of job can be in a union. That's right. And so tell us a little bit about why do you think the nonprofit sector is ripe for organizing? And tell us a little bit about your experience organizing in the nonprofit sector.
All right. Thank you for that question. I am super excited to talk about this. Earlier, I did not mention my workplace, but my workplace is the Minnesota Council of Nonprofits. And so when we organized and went public, I mean, our Twitter and Instagram feed, was blowing up. It was so wild, I have to say. Like, it was surreal. And so I think the nonprofit sector is an excellent place to unionize and to make sure that we have good benefits and pay. I think a lot of times when people think of the nonprofit sector, it's, they're overworked and underpaid. And it's like, well, why are we laughing about that, right? Like, why are we thinking about nonprofit workers in a deficit-based way? We need to start looking at nonprofit workers. They're carrying out the missions of really great nonprofits. Like, I'm thinking of like the ACLU that holds the government accountable, right? I'm thinking of animal shelters. We got to save the cats, right? Like, we're doing this mission-driven work, and we shouldn't be presented with this false choice of like carrying out mission-driven work and then having good benefits and pay. And so we decided to unionize. Salary and benefits was not like number one for us. It was more so we wanted our voices to be heard in decisions that were directly influencing us, and we didn't feel like our voices were being heard. So when we decided to, march on the boss, they were very surprised, and it was also surprising to us because we were like, wow, here we are. And so I also think that the nonprofit sector is moving away from this charity volunteer mindset, like that was in the 50s, but we're in 2022. It's a more professional setting, and I say professional in quotes because it's a lot of gray area right now, and so I think that we need to retain people that are going to have the same benefits as the government and as the for-profit sector. So I'm super excited for more nonprofits to be unionizing. We had a lot of people reach out to us and say, you all unionized? And we were like, yes, we did. So thank you to Rika and Greg and Candace that helped us along the way. It's been really fun, and I can't wait to see which nonprofits are going to be coming out of the unionizing tunnel soon. So.
Thank you so much, and you make an excellent point that when people are contributing to a lot of the nonprofit organizations as donors, sometimes we care a lot about animals, and you don't even, these folks aren't even thinking about how workers are being treated, right? And so we need to bring the two together, that people are passionate about fair treatment. You got to think about the workers, right? So, all right, so Lola, we are so excited. We're all watching Starbucks and the organizing that's sweeping the nation, and the fact that you started here in such a powerful way, and it's become infectious across the state. There's a few Starbucks, I think, just in the immediate area around this brewery right now. So we wanted to hear from you about, first of all, what your experience has been like organizing, but also we've seen this incredibly toxic response from the company. Corporations, as we know, will stop at nothing to disrupt a union organizing drive, and we've seen that at Starbucks. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience organizing, and then the response that you've been seeing from the company?
Yeah, for sure. A union was actually a topic of conversation very early in my store's existence. We are a very new store. We opened in July of 2021, and our first discussions that I can recall about unionizing happened in September of 2021. We did not unionize till February, and that was because up until that point, it was still something that, although we were talking about it, it didn't feel like it was real yet. But we got approached by some fellow partners at 47th and Cedar, who was the other Starbucks that came forward at the same time as us, and sat in on a meeting with them, and we were filed the next week. 7 days later, we filed for our election, and we won. The majority of the pushback that we received was not from some greater Starbucks force. It wasn't regional managers, district managers, people coming in from all over. It was actually our manager herself. She, previous to us filing, had expressed that, she was supportive, it was fine. But when we unionized, she took it incredibly personally. In the wake of filing, we were subjected to labor cuts. We were put under increased surveillance. When she left, she actually wrote up multiple partners without ever actually talking to them, and some of them were final write-ups. She ceased to be communicative. She became very negligent and started mismanaging our store, which is something we only found out after she left. And yeah, so it was just lots of misinformation being spread, and I honestly don't know if she knew that it was misinformation. Starbucks managers will believe anything that their company tells them. They are incredibly dedicated to that mission and those values. And she would just spew the craziest stuff. At one point, she was talking to one of my coworkers about how we were on union payroll, which is very concerning to me considering she handles my payroll. And, if she's not paying me, who is paying me, So it was just so much misinformation just being thrown out into the void and just being absorbed back into our store. But I'll be honest, I don't think it ever really got to us. We were ready when we filed. Starbucks, no offense to them, they're very predictable with their response, and so we were ready. We were already at the point we had materials at the ready. We were telling people this is what a ULP looks like. Know your rights. These are the things that managers can and cannot do to you. And we also just treated their efforts as a joke. We made light of them. We were like, look how funny it is that they think that we don't know anything. They're treating us like we're stupid, and we're not stupid. We might be young, but we're not stupid, and we're organized, and we're together. And I think really stressing that togetherness and that unity was so important for our store, and I think I continue to see it today. We celebrate all of our victories, we try and organize events, and we have a very passionate team of organizers, and now we have a bargaining committee, which is amazing. And I have faith that this energy is going to carry through, and I don't think despite their best efforts, I don't think Starbucks can touch us.
I love it, and you all have been such creative organizers too. I love the way you've used the company's platform so that we can change our account names on our mobile devices to Union Yes, which of course you have a big following of Union Yes customers here, so that when the drinks are ready, right? Union Yes! So I think, too, you touched on this misinformation is a way that companies manipulate folks who are trying to organize, and there's an actual industry of union avoidance where companies, as you know, hire union-busting firms to spread that kind of misinformation, to have the captive audience meetings that, hey, it's just you and me here. We're a family. You don't need a union or a third party, right? We hear it all. And I'm sure many of you have heard this as well. So thank you so much, Lola. Natalie, you joined the organizing committee at your university to organize the staff, and it was pretty early on, I believe, in the campaign. So what made you decide to do that? I'm always curious what drives someone to really take that leap and take that risk, because as we know, it is a lot of risk to step out. So I want to hear from you about that.
Yeah, thanks for that question. For me, joining the organizing committee back in 2020 felt very much like a no-brainer. It was like, oh, there are people trying to unionize our workplace? Obviously, I'm going to join that effort. And I think part of the reason for that is because Augsburg is regarded as a very progressive institution. That's one of the things that drew me to work at Augsburg. Augsburg talks all the time about how its student body is the most diverse student body at a private college in the state of Minnesota, talking all the time about their progressive values. And to me, it just makes sense that at a progressive institution, we wouldn't have antiquated models of leadership and decision-making. It just makes sense that workers would be at the table making decisions about the conditions that affect our lives and that affect our ability to show up for our students every day. And when we are better compensated, when we're not paying for super expensive healthcare, when we're not burned out, when vacant positions are getting filled and that work isn't just being dumped on other people's plates, when those things are happening, then we can actually stay and serve our students and be there for our students. And so joining the organizing committee was definitely just a logical choice for me. Yeah.
I love how you make it too about your students. And we've been seeing this about, in so many industries that the union can be a catalyst to improve conditions for a community, for a community of students, for, the neighborhood around you. And so using your bargaining and your activism to actually lift up folks around you, not just the union members directly, right? Super. Laura. So we know that there have been a number of well-known union campaigns in bookstores, including your store, Half Price, which wanted to hear a little bit from you on how conditions changed for you and your coworkers during the pandemic and how that actually influenced your decision to join a union.
So I didn't join until February 2021, so the pandemic was already in full force, but they furloughed almost all of the staff, and then after the pandemic only hired on temps. So I was a temp, and then after that, you're a temp for 90 days, and then you're on a trial period for another 90 days, so that's 6 months with no security at all. So our store was kind of divided by half the people were in the same position as I was, were their temps, and then the other half were people who had been there for 15 plus years. And from talking to those people, you could see how much things had been chipped away in terms of benefits. And I think similarly to what some of other people are saying about working for a progressive institution, bookstores also have this image, specifically Half Price, of being really with it. And I think from talking to my coworkers at one point that was true, but we're seeing it get chipped away, and the pandemic really was an opportunity to really hack away. And I think that with a union contract, we can put a stop to that and also make things better.
I love your union button too, which I see all of you wearing your union buttons, which is fabulous. And Ami, I love your button. I am union. Because that's another thing the companies try to do, is say the union is a third party or, some other entity besides the workers. And we know that's not true, that we had this corny saying about putting the U in union, right? Which is so true. And the more people see that we're a collection of workers, that's what a union is. We're real people fighting for fairness. And so I wanted to talk with you a little bit about what you achieved at the Minnesota Historical Society, a big victory, which was so exciting, I think last fall. And you're in negotiations for the first contract. And that is always the little known part of forming a union that people don't talk about as much, right? It's all exciting, you win your union election, and then you get to the hard work of negotiating your first contract. And so I wanted to hear a little bit about your experience and where you are with that, and what should young workers know and expect about the process when it comes to negotiations after a hard-fought union victory.
Thank you. Yeah, so we did have this amazing victory. We, at the time of our election, had a workforce of around 300 people. We won our election by well over 80 votes. And that level of participation has been sustained throughout our campaign. And I think huge shout out to all of our organizers who have put in so much time, but one of the main things that has gotten us here is our focus on transparency and really involving our members at every step of the way. And like you were saying, the hard work doesn't stop after you win the election. So we haven't given up on that. We, are keeping in lockstep with our membership. We did this massive member survey after our election to really assess what our needs were as a community, what we needed to set for our bargaining priorities. And then we were also expanding our network with other workers across the Twin Cities. So our AFSCME siblings at the Walker Art Center They won their contract just shortly before we won our election. So, yeah. We were looking to their contract and, saying, how can we build on these wins? How can we set the bar even higher for each other? And we have to keep moving together, keep moving as that united front, and expanding those relationships, deepening those relationships. With AFSCME, we're really lucky. We've got the Cultural Workers United, which is this wonderful network of workers who are unionizing across the country. And so being able to connect with them, share our successes, share our strategies, that's been so important to us being able to get to the table with a winning fight and know that we've got the confidence to get our fair contract and, set the bar higher.
It's also been so interesting to watch as workplaces with a lot of young people get to the bargaining table. Sometimes the issues are different than the quote bread and butter, things we normally think of in negotiations. And I know some of the digital journalists, for example, who organized a lot of online publications are demanding more in terms of severance because their jobs are, often short term. And so I just think it's really interesting. I have a million questions to hear what are the priorities for some of you in terms of what you think is important in a contract. And it probably differs industry to industry to industry. But for now, I think we're going to do kind of a lightning round with whoever wants to answer this question. We won't kind of go down the line, but this notion of student debt has been raised quite a lot. You've been hearing it in the news. I know the Biden administration's evaluating right now whether they will cancel student debt. And, we've, as a labor movement, taken this issue on because we know that most working people are the ones suffering under a mountain of debt, and combine that with the inability to, pay for their health care premiums and, the notion of fighting for raises in this environment and inflation. It's too much. And so I was curious, a lot of people think this isn't a union issue. And I don't know if any of you have experienced this issue personally or have friends, family, just would love to hear your thoughts about whether student debt is a priority for the labor movement.
Well, it's definitely a priority for MFT 59 for sure. Teachers and educational support professionals. Obviously our teachers are racked with student debt, and they oftentimes do not get paid enough to be able to take on those debts and things like that, as well as it requires you to go to school some more to increase your pay. So there's a lot of debt that's accumulated there. I think it also presents a problem when it comes to uplifting our educators of color. A lot of our educators of color are educational support professionals, or a lot of hourly workers in the school, and you're required to have a bachelor's degree to be in any program like Grow Your Own and things like that. So that's a barrier for a lot of our folks because we don't make enough to be able to go back to school to, pay off some of those debts. And we don't have the time because we have to work multiple jobs. So student debt relief is a huge problem for our members and something that we definitely have been trying to fight for as well.
Excellent. Anybody else?
Yeah, well, I was in college and I got my bachelor's, and I didn't know that you could work at a nonprofit after that without having a specialty. And so I got my master's, and now I am about $90,000 in debt. However, there's a great however, I haven't had to pay a lot of that back since I have graduated. After my bachelor's, they had that deference period or forbearance period, and then I had grad school. I did a year of AmeriCorps after that, and then the pandemic happened. So it's actually been very it hasn't really been in the top, like the forefront of my mind of paying back my debts because I haven't had to. And I would love for that to continue because another couple $100 every month would really be like, it would hurt my pockets, right? And so I think that one of the reasons I like the nonprofit sector is that we can be innovative, and maybe we're not able to pay, you know, as much as a for-profit, but maybe we are able to offer a stipend every month to pay back student loans. And yes, there are repayment repayment plans available for people that work in public service, but I think that's another way nonprofits can step up and meet the moment. They can really offer a stipend, and even, I mean, $50 a month going towards your student loans, I mean, that would be fantastic. So I am hoping that the Biden administration helps me out and helps out my fellow people who also have a lot of debt like me, so.
Are you listening, President Biden? We've also heard that, you know, so many people that go down the path of taking loans out to get their education sometimes don't finish and get their degree and are still carrying that big burden of debt while not able to get that high-paying job in order to pay it off. So I think that's, you know, something we have to be thinking about, advocating for, giving voice to, that this is a working people's issue. And there's a sort of stereotype that we're talking about Ivy Leaguers who have racked up all this debt, and is absolutely not true. Anybody else have any thoughts on the issue of student debt, or any stories to share from family, friends, neighbors? Okay. I think we have another lightning round question for you. And all of you have experience as organizers. And I know there are a lot of young people out there probably watching and wondering, well, what does it take? What if I want to organize my workplace? What do I do? How do I do it? And so I think we have this brain trust up here of experience that can be shared. You know, what advice would you give someone who's watching out there who thinks, gosh, can I do this? Anybody want to go first? Voluntold?
So unionizing has really made me have to do a lot of things outside my comfort zone, such as this event. One thing that I would always tell myself to psych myself out when we had the big anti-union campaign, it wasn't quite as intense as Starbucks, but similar, is I would always tell myself there's people who have literally died in order for me to have only 8 hours of a workday. So I can, if people are willing to do that, I can be brave enough to have a difficult meeting or a conversation. And I think it helps. It's a very comforting thought to know that you're joining a long line, and I hope people can find some comfort in that.
Something that I would tell all the young people out there who are thinking of organizing but don't think that they have the qualifications for it or the experience. Organizing is a lot more accessible than you think it is. You just need to have the passion and the dedication and the follow-through. Everything else will come with time, with experience, with the different experiences that you have, with the different roadblocks that you run up against. You will learn and you will grow and you will rise to the occasion. And you don't need to be fully ready for everything that you're going to encounter when you begin.
Fabulous. Perfect.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say too.
You want to add?
No, that's literally what I was going to say. Yeah.
Ditto, is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, I would say, especially thinking about when I decided to step up, find the power within you. I think we all have a voice, right? No matter where we are, where we work, and things like that. Nothing is going to change if we don't find our voice, and really collaborate and connect with the people around you, because a lot of people probably feel the same way. Having conversations, just talking about it, I think is really important. So definitely find your power and then utilize it to start having those courageous conversations with people around you.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's a great question. I would say if sorry, I'm like what would I say? Well, you can do it, right? I think it's going to be a very stressful environment that you enter into when you start to do it. You know, I wasn't one of the original organizers at my workplace, but when I was approached, I was like, I don't have any issues, or so I thought. So it was so powerful for me to be in community with my colleagues. We went through so many stressful things together, and to like be with my coworkers that were maybe someone was going through this issue with the workplace and this issue with the workplace, I was able to support them and they were able to support me. And I think that was so powerful because there were so many moments that we were not sure that we were even going to have an election, that we thought that our people were going to say, you know what, this isn't worth it anymore because it's so draining. But if it wasn't for my colleagues, I mean, yeah, it was amazing. So I think finding your coworkers and getting close to them, learning more about them, it really brings you together and super powerful.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say something similar. I think relationship building is a really big piece of this, and a connected community is a more powerful community. And I think something that has been really true at Augsburg, I mean, so our bargaining unit, which is not all non-managerial staff, is something like 140 people, something like that. And so, you know, it's coaches, it's counselors, it's advisors, it's, you know, just people from all completely different pockets of campus, and everyone's just often kind of doing their own thing in their own offices. And so getting the chance to build relationships across those divisions within whatever institution you're a part of, especially if you're a part of a larger institution looking to unionize, I think, yeah, my advice is like seek out those people that are in other departments and have conversations with them, and you'll probably find that a lot of your issues actually overlap. And you might also make some friends along the way, which is really fun and has been especially energizing during the pandemic. We were organizing over Zoom, but getting to connect with people and build friendships has been a really meaningful part of this journey for me.
So all of that is great advice. Do all of that and you'll be fine. I think the only other thing I would add is be ready to take direct action. Step into it. It's so fun. It's so energizing. It's so empowering. It's finally a way for you to not have to, you know, hide afraid of whatever authority there is. So yeah, go for it. Just do it. And speaking of, I'm going to plug, we have a petition out right now to support our an equitable contract and one with strong language for DEI initiatives at MNHS. So you can sign it by going to our Instagram at MNHS Union.
I actually thought of something else since my other idea was said more eloquently by someone else. I would say that, as I mentioned before with the story of the Fair State Union, you know, it had been something that a few of us had been organizing for months and months leading up to it, and it really wasn't until two horrible events happened that it actually clicked into place. First COVID, and then the uprising after the murder of George Floyd. And, you know, here we are again, reeling from another horrible incident. And I think that one of the things we have to keep in mind is that in this world, it is very easy for people to become desensitized to the horrible events that happened if they do not have some sort of outlet by which they can take some sort of agency in their life and the lives of the people around them to try and steer what little bit we can in a better direction. So while it may seem uncomfortable at first, it may even at first feel a little bit crass, do not hesitate to use those moments when people are asking really tough questions about the world and about their place in it, to then suggest that there is something that can be done, that it is through collective action, that it is through coming together and pushing together. And while it can be difficult at first, those moments are when people most are looking for something to move forward in the future. So it may seem weird, but It is actually part of the whole process.
So well put. And union is community, and it's a place for all of us to be connected together and in a very special way. I was curious, as someone who's now at the AFL-CIO, I'm sitting in Washington, D.C., and for me, this is just such a joy to be with you, and I love being with workers anywhere and everywhere. I was just curious if we could do this as an unscripted moment. Any kind of advice for the labor movement, you know, as we're looking to build the next chapter, the future of this movement, which is so vast, across industries, across sectors. We have so much opportunity in front of us with people rising up and organizing. And, you know, a lot of people want to say, oh, the labor movement, you know, we're old and stodgy and traditional, and we just aren't, you know, nimble or dynamic enough, which I happen to think is not true. But if you could give us a piece of advice, you know, as the labor movement who has fought, and as you pointed out, you know, we're standing on the shoulders of so many who have sacrificed over 100 years to get us here. Is there anything that I can take away, that I can take back to Washington with me? And sorry to put you on the spot, but anything that we should be thinking about? Anyone?
I'll go first on that one. So I would say that one of the big things that is needed, and this is just kind of not just at the AFL-CIO at a national level or even labor federations, but labor unions in general, is when it comes to elected officials, making sure that what they say and what they do match up before we endorse them and put money behind them. It was nice to have someone here this evening who joined us, and I really hope that the governor shows up on Wednesday, because the nurses, Minnesota nurses, are negotiating statewide, and they will be having an info picket at all 11 Twin Cities Union hospitals on Wednesday. It's online on Facebook. I don't know, we'll figure out some way to do this. But, you know, frankly, there's a lot of elected officials, and I'll just say it, I don't know that Governor Walz made it to any picket lines during the MFT strike earlier this year. And so what is the point of... He is an educator, too. Well, I don't know what the point is of endorsing elected officials if they can't make it to a picket line, and so that would be my one big piece of advice.
We definitely want that accountability piece, and that's something we preach, that you have to walk the walk. And walking a picket line certainly is one of many ways that we hold our elected officials accountable, and we're a very vibrant democracy in this labor movement. So thank you for pointing that out. Any other pieces of advice?
I would just like to say before we end here too, I'm really proud to be on this panel with all of you guys. I had a union in place before I started my union journey, and to see you guys fighting and building unions in your workspaces is very, very inspiring. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm very proud to be up here with you. In terms of what you could take away, I think something that our union, I feel like, is always working on, continues to work on, is like creating authentic, diverse space where where people of color feel like it's a space for them. Very welcoming, things like that. I think that that is something that historically people have struggled with in creating that space and making it a space for people of color. And, you know, obviously, I will say, as a person of color, I don't give any choice for you to make space. I make my own space. But I think like that, really trying to dig into diversity and having, especially as like AFL-CIO, you guys are an umbrella of like a bunch of other unions that might not share all of the same values when it comes to diversity and things like that. And having a really hard line on racism and bias is not an option. I mean, we're all working class people. We're all trying to fight towards this vision of, you know, we all deserve good benefits, good jobs. One job should be enough. We need to really preach that when it comes to like our diversity as well, and some of the mindsets and things when it comes to that too. So,
so well put. Thank you for for raising that, and I think that is one of the most important takeaways that we can bring back with us from tonight, and that we want to show everyone out there who's organizing that the labor movement is a modern, dynamic, inclusive movement for everyone. And we have to be leaders. And like you said, ending systemic racism should be our top priority. And I'm so proud of the work that the Minnesota labor movement has done in this space. And we have our racial justice task force at the national level, and we're pushing it all the way in every state and every local to bring unions together, to have these conversations, and show that the labor movement's the place where we can actually solve problems, that we can bring people together and chart a course for the future. So thank you so much for that. So I think our time is coming to an end, and before I turn it back over to Bernie, I just wanted to say thank you, and I echo what you said about just the privilege it has been to be here with all of you, and how inspiring your stories are. And for the folks watching, it doesn't take a lot to form a union. It can start with the smallest thing, right? Just having a conversation with your coworkers, and then maybe you step it up and you get more coworkers, and then maybe you file a petition, and then you take it to the next step. So, of course, our website, aflcio.org, has a lot of follow-up information that you can find, but what I heard tonight, just that young workers are organizing around so many different types of issues, of course, wages and benefits, but also those so-called intangibles, the workplace culture issues, right? Respect, dignity, predictable schedules, and having a voice. And, finding your power. I thought that was such a poignant way to put it, that when we come together collectively, that's how we make that change. And we would say coming together in a union is the best way to do that. And so just wanted to say thank you for hosting us. I'm so proud to be here too at Fair State. And Anders, I wanted to just say thank you to you and your colleagues for organizing a union and showing us the way, and for holding the space with us. And I wanted to mention one last thought. As organizers, thinking about a path in the labor movement as your next step in your career. Why not go to work for the labor movement? And I wanted to say a special shout out to Chelsea, because she was, as was said earlier, a young worker activist who then now is running the Minneapolis Labor Council. What an incredible story. And so think about that as you make your journey. So wanted to say again how grateful we are. Keep organizing, keep leading the way, keep showing the labor movement how to push boundaries and make change. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Bernie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Schuler. I'm good, yeah. All right, well, what a great conversation. Let's give another round of applause for our panelists. We got Laura, Lola, Anders, Mariah, Ileana, Natalie, and Ami. All right. So now we're going to open it up to question and answer in the room and at home. And if you're joining us online, again, a reminder to please text your questions to 235-246. All right, I'm going to start with one here. Question for all of you, and anybody can answer. Now that we're seeing so much incredible organizing happening not just in Minnesota, but across the country, what makes you the most excited about this resurgence in labor, and what it can unlock for all working people in the future?
I'll say one thing, because there's like a couple of things that I can think of, especially after our strike. It's been very inspiring to hear some of the folks that have been inspired by us taking big actions. I look forward to the mindsets changing around people, hourly workers in school systems, and the importance of them, our food service workers, our engineers, our front desk staff, people like me, ESPs. Hourly workers in general are really, really important, and that's what I see from this movement right now, is that a lot of people who are hourly workers, a lot of people, people of color, I see a lot more organizing and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see the future and people being inspired, building unions and stuff like that, and really the working class making a statement of like this, we're tired of being the ones that are doing the work and getting nothing for it, so that's what I would say I'm excited for.
Sorry. I'm so excited for people to realize that they do deserve a union and great benefits and great pay, and that just because your workplace offers this already, yeah, leadership comes and goes, right? Nothing is set in stone. That legally binding contract, I cannot wait for us to ratify our first contract, because right now, yes, like, our leadership is nice and great and everything, but what happens whenever they go, right? And so I in our conversations when we were unionizing, so many of our workers were like, well, it's great to work here already, right? And I was like, yes, but let's make it better. Like, let's get that into legally binding language so that we're always safe and we're always protected. And so I think my biggest, I'm just so excited for people to realize that you do deserve a place of work that hears you and validates you and gives you great benefits and makes you excited to call that place your work. And so, well, I guess don't call me, but tweet at us, and we tweet at MCN Union, and we will get you in the right hands of people who can help you organize your workplace.
All right, thank you. I think we one more. All right.
Sorry, I forgot about
No. Yeah, I know.
I'll keep it brief. I just want to say that something that I'm particularly excited about being part of the Starbucks movement, as well as the greater labor movement, is what this means for the restaurant industry and the fast food industry as a whole. I'm so excited for once our movement we succeed, we win all the stores, Starbucks as a whole is unionized, and we can calm down a little bit and turn our focus outwards and start helping those other fast food, fast casual restaurants all unionize and just create this incredible network of unionized food service.
All right, thank you. All right, got one question from...
We have a question from Actors Equity President Kate Schindel. She sent it in. What was the worst thing that you experienced from an employer who was attempting to break your solidarity while unionizing, and how did you get past that hurdle?
The worst thing that you encountered while organizing?
I don't know if this is necessarily the worst thing, but this is one thing. So our employer designated 42 or 43 members of our workforce as temporary when several of those people have been working at the Minnesota Historical Society for literal decades. So I don't know how that's temporary. The way that we got through that was by ignoring them and saying that that's not the definition of temporary. And if you want to take that up in a real dispute, we will see you there.
There you go. That's right.
There's definitely been a lot of really tough moments, and we've been bargaining for a year now, so we are still going for our contract. Yeah, it's been a year at the bargaining table. Mm-hmm. I'm not on the bargaining team, I'm on the contract action team, but yeah, our bargaining team has really been fighting hard for a year now. And recently something that happened, we have been building solidarity with other folks on campus, faculty, students, alumni, lots of stakeholders related to the institution. And there have been a lot of students that have been involved in our campaign and have been standing up and supporting us. And at the bargaining table, our bargaining team was told that we were using students as pawns, which is absolutely ridiculous and demeaning to those students who have agency and can stand with us, and we're not using them as pawns. We're not shoving anything down their throat. They're like coming to that decision on their own. So that was really insulting. So we hope that they will put an end to using that kind of language to describe our students.
All right, that's right. Anybody else?
dare I be bold and just say there is a lot of gaslighting,
Yeah.
And it was a lot of different conversations with different people in the union as well, and saying, well, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. But I have to say that our union rep, our union organizer, she really like kept us together. And if it wasn't for her, then I don't know. I don't want to think about that. But I would just say a lot of gaslighting, a lot of inside conversations, and trying to change the narrative in the conversations. So.
Share real quick. There's a lot of things that our employer utilizes to try to dismantle our union. But I will say, like, we were in negotiations for 3 straight weeks, in mediation, I should say, 12-hour days of nothing, no conversations. That was one of the worst things that they did. And then after we won the strike, we got, whether you agree with it or not, a contract is a contract that is agreement between both parties, and they should be honored and upheld by both parties. We're looking at budget cuts now, and there's other punitive things, punishment really, constantly to our members, reminding, well, you went on strike, so, and honestly, a lot of our students and families are kind of caught in the crossfires of that. So I think that's been one of the worst things that our district is doing, is kind of risking the well-being of our students and families just to continue to punish us.
All right. We got one more, I think.
I think for us, the ridiculousness of the anti-union campaign actually galvanized a lot of people to join who weren't on the fence or weren't on board originally. This didn't happen at our store, but one of the other locations, they brought in consultants and all that, and someone was complaining about how the job, being so understaffed and so overwhelmed, had taken a severe toll on her mental health, and the consultant was like, oh, under the health plan, you can get up to 4 therapy visits. And then that upset everyone so much that they actually wanted to join when they were on the fence before. So, I don't want to say thank you, but it was
Thank you. All right.
I think she's going to wrap. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hate to say it, but our time has nearly come to an end, and I really want to, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Kara Peterson is here as well. She is the president of the St. Paul RLF, so thanks for coming out. Thanks so much to Fair State for offering the space. Thanks to the National AFL-CIO for coming out and talking to folks in Minnesota. We're proud of everything that's happening here. I want to thank our staff at the Minnesota AFL-CIO for all the work they've done tonight. Appreciate them very much. That's, and the National AFL-CIO staff as well. You can tell that unions and the labor movement are in good hands. Just look at this panel. Right?